Hey guys, J0, a little coffee chat vid here, stopping from my, well, almost mid-morning break, having a cup of defrogtoad coffee. Holy crap, that's good coffee. Defrogtoad. I've been thinking the last few days, the last several videos of mine, I haven't been using the SHTF or the WROL, any of those kind of terms. I've been using, and I've been saying, an on our own, an emergency on our own situation. To me, an SHTF or a WROL, those kinds of terms sound very, and I'm trying to figure out how to correctly put this. They sound really doomy and gloomy. They sound very violent. They sound very atrocious. They sound very, very bad. And I'm not saying that there will not be a situation that happens that will not be like those situations. There are scenarios to where the cities will be in flames and people will be dying and there will be bodies in the streets and people will be shooting each other and all heck will break loose. And there will be those. To me, what I prepare for and what I prepare my children for and what I teach our children is to simply be on our own. It is my opinion, and it is only my opinion, and it is a very humble opinion, and not a very educated opinion, that most of the situations that we will find ourselves in will be an on our own situation. Storms, if the economy collapses, if we find ourselves in a situation to where you can no longer call for police assistance, you can no longer call for fire protection, you can no longer call for medical services, you can no longer call, period. You have no communications, you have no electricity, you have no power, you are, is that going to, for me, I'll put it this way, for me, we're not going to have a riot in our one street. We're not going to have, our whole little community here in flames. It won't be that out here for us, and it may be for some folks, if you live in an urban environment or whatnot. But for us out here, we will simply be on our own, which is okay. That's what we are getting ready for. That's why we have generators for temporary service, but we look to the long term with these the solar stuff that Norman McGregor graciously gave me in that contest. That's what I'm going to start using. I will still, and I'm still going to call when I make my goofy little public service announcements. They'll still be called SHTF because that's something you can get a giggle out of. And I will make another one of those coming soon. I know I've been slacking. We've been busy getting ready for winter and other projects. But I just, I see everywhere, all over YouTube, SHTF, WROL, the end of the world as we know it. All this stuff that's just scary. And it makes people scared. And then when people get scared, then they start preparing and using their resources, prepping in a way that may not be correct for them if they're simply going to be in an on our own situation. Defrogtoad called it triple aught, which is really cool, I think, the OOO, on our own, triple aught. That's what I imagine is going to, in actuality, happen. Like I say, there may be urban areas, there may be other areas to where it is, all-out war, combat in the streets, people shooting. But even then, if you are at war with your neighbor and you cannot call anybody for assistance, even though it's a bad thing, you're still going to be on your own in dealing with that situation. It's an on your own situation. And the whole SHTF thing, it's good that we use the letters because I know there's young people who watch these videos, and there's my children watch these videos, and I don't like to use foul language. I have let a few slip here and there when I was dealing with the Yellow Jackets, and I was all stung up and upset. But it happens. I'm human. You know, I make mistakes about, I don't know, 400 times a day I make mistakes. So anyway, I just wanted to make this video. I've had a couple of comments and a couple of personal messages about the what do I mean by an on our own situation, which is to where we are just in our full-blown self-reliant, self-sufficient state with no assistance from anybody outside other than our little neighbors here. I remember I showed you a couple of videos back about we had our little gathering across the road there in the hayfield. That is what you know, an on our own situation is going to be. That is what is very probably going to happen, is to where we're just going to be on our own. There's not going to be any form of especially government type of assistance, where you could call for assistance from any government agency, whether it be fire, medical, police, you know, or stuff like that. So yeah, there you go. That's what I will probably start using from now on, is the on our own. And I would encourage people, if you believe the same as I believe, then to use on our own or triple aught, as the Frog Toad says, rather than SHTF, WROL. It just doesn't sound as scary, and it can help people who watch videos to learn. It don't freak them out. It don't scare the crap out of them, so that they're not making poor decisions with what resources they have in preparing. Not everybody is millionaires. Not everybody is, you know, gazillionaires and can just run out and afford to buy everything at once. A lot of folks, just like me, are on very, very limited incomes, if no income at all, and we're trying to use what little bit of resources we have to do the best we can. So if we're preparing to be on our own versus a, you know, WROL situation, to where we're sinking every bit of our money into tactical gear and ammo and guns. Well, I'm not saying that's bad. By no means is that bad. I am a firm believer in the Second Amendment, and I'm a firm believer in owning and maintaining firearms. But don't bankrupt yourself doing it. Make sure that you have other things in your gear and in your house to prepare for an emergency situation. So enough said. That's it. I'm going to get back after it. One quick reminder: we are getting into the winter time, and anybody and everybody who, like me, plans on burning wood or any kind of fire, open flame fire, or it doesn't really matter. Now's a good time to check anything and everything. So, getting into the winter time, getting into the holidays, going to be a lot of flammable stuff around. Going to be a lot of, you know, of extra heat sources around. Please take a few minutes to check your smoke detectors. If you don't have smoke detectors, please visit your local fire department. I'm very sure they will give you a couple of smoke detectors for your house. Smoke detectors, carbon monoxide detectors. Please take a few minutes to check those and make sure your batteries are fresh. And please make sure that you have a fire extinguisher, even if it be a small one. Something is better than nothing. Check your fire extinguisher and keep up on that, because there's a lot of people, unfortunately, who die needlessly in winter fires simply because they didn't take 32 seconds to check their smoke detector and their battery. So please don't make that mistake. Please check on that stuff. And thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate all my viewers. You guys are awesome. Have a great day. God bless in the end. Buzz, buzz, the end.